Hello everybody, my name is Untitled from Class 12CA of Zedon High School, and today I'd like to talk about Unit 8 and its grammar point, dependent prepositions. Firstly, to learn about something, we must know its definition. So what are dependent prepositions? They are prepositions that depend on or must follow a particular verb, noun, or an adjective. In English, there are many words which are used with a particular preposition because the choice of the preposition depends on the words and its meanings. The prepositions we use here are called dependent prepositions. I have an example here for you. We write, we accuse somebody of a crime, not we accuse somebody at a crime, by a crime, or for a crime. There are four main topics regarding dependent prepositions. A. General rules. B. Verb plus preposition. C. Noun plus preposition. And D. Adjective or participle plus preposition. Let's get into the first topic, which is A. General rules. In this part, we would like to talk about 5 rules. Number 1, preposition plus object. Number 2, preposition plus ing form. Number 3, preposition or to plus infinitive. Number 4, preposition or that clause. And number 5, prepositions plus whether. So, about the first rule of preposition plus object, it means that the prepositions after verbs, nouns, or adjective always have an object following them. The object can be a noun, pronoun, or a verb. Here are some examples. I apologize to the woman. I spilled her coffee. I apologize for arriving late. The second rule is preposition plus ing form. If the object of a preposition is a verb, it must be in the ing form. For example, the sentence, she succeeded in winning the race is correct, while she succeeded in win the race is wrong. Please note that the ing form can also have its own subject. This could be a noun phrase or an object pronoun. For example, I'm looking forward to my wife returning. Moreover, in formal English, we can use possessives rather than nouns or pronouns. Let's take a look at the example below. The judge granted bail as she felt there was no risk of the defendant's absconding. The third rule is preposition or to plus infinitive. Many adjectives describing feelings and emotions can be followed by preposition or to plus infinitive. For example, the sentences, we were annoyed at finding our place taken and he's keen on learning archery can be written as, we were annoyed to find our place taken and he's keen to learn archery. Some verbs can also be followed by either a preposition or to plus infinitive, but there may be a change of meaning. The sentence, they don't agree with the government's policy means that they have a different opinion. And the sentence, I agreed to help him fill out the forms, is similar in meaning to I said that I was willing to help him fill out the form. The fourth rule is preposition or that clause. Many of the words which describe what we say, think, or feel are followed by a preposition plus ing form. And some of these words can also be followed by a that clause. For example, the sentence, the judge insisted on the jury disregarding the doctor's testimony can be written as, the judge insisted that the jury disregard the doctor's testimony. However, we should note that prepositions cannot be followed by a that clause, except with the expression the fact that. Let's take a look at the examples. My parents disapprove of the fact that my brother left school at 16 is a correct sentence, while my parents disapprove of that my brother left school at 16 is wrong. The last rule is preposition plus whether. We do not use if after prepositions, we use whether instead. Here I have an example for you. we say, I'm afraid I wasn't aware of whether she was watching me or not, and not, I'm afraid I wasn't aware of if she was watching me or not. Let's move on to the next topic, which is B, verb plus preposition patterns. There are 3 parts in this topic. The first part is about prepositional verbs. So what are prepositional verbs? They are some verbs combined with a preposition either to create a new meaning or to link a verb with an object. Below are some examples. They decided to look into the problem. The phrase look into have the same meaning as to investigate it. Tamsin complained about the bill and she apologized for her outburst. Some prepositional verbs can also use an extra preposition before an indirect object. For example, to the manager. Most of these are reporting verbs. Tamsin complained to the manager about the bill. She apologized to the committee for her outburst. The second part is verb plus object plus preposition plus ing form. We use object plus preposition plus ing form after particular verbs to link the verb with the person it affects and the action which is connected to it. For example, the police accused her of stealing. He was prevented from leaving. His sense of duty prevented him from leaving. This verb can be made passive, as in she was accused of leaving by the police, and he was prevented from leaving by his sense of duty. The last part of this topic is verb plus direct object plus preposition plus indirect object. We can use direct object plus preposition plus indirect object after particular verbs to link the verbs with 2 objects. For example, the tour guide discussed the day's schedule with us. Harry explained it to me very slowly. With some verbs, we can change the order of the objects, but in this case, different prepositions are used. For example, I blame our schools for the poor standard of education, and I blame the poor standard of education on our school. Please note that this verb can be made passive, but only the direct object, the one which immediately follows the active verb, can become the subject of the passive verb. My teacher explained it to me cannot be written as it was explained it by my teacher, but it can be written as it was explained to me by my teacher. Moreover, unlike some verbs used with 2 objects, for example, give, with the above verbs we cannot omit the preposition. Here are 2 examples regarding the verb give. The sentence, he gave it to me, can be written as he gave me it. And next to them are examples demonstrating sentences with verbs that we cannot omit the preposition. For example, the sentence, he explained it to me cannot be written as he explained it to me or he explained me it. Similarly, the sentence, he discussed it with us cannot be written as he discussed it us or he discussed us it. Let's come to the third topic, noun plus preposition. The first thing I'll be talking about is noun or verb plus preposition. Where a noun is related to a prepositional verb, the noun often takes the same preposition. For example, he succeeded in winning the Oscar. The phrase succeeded in is similar to the phrase to succeed in something. And we congratulated him on his success in winning the Oscar. The phrase success in doing something is what we're looking for here. The second thing I'll be talking about is noun only plus preposition. Some nouns followed by prepositions are related to verbs, which do not take a preposition. For example, the sentence, the member had a discussion about the subscription charges, cannot be written as we discussed about the subscription charges, because that is wrong. But we do say we discussed the subscription charges. Here are some examples of other verbs and nouns like this. To demand for something. To demand something is similar to a demand for something, and to fear something is similar to a fear of something. The last part belonging to this topic is noun plus preposition plus noun. The preposition is usually followed by an ing form or noun, but there are some noun plus ing forms which can only be followed by a noun. For example, the sentence "the court issued a demand for repaying of the debt" is wrong, while "the court issued a demand for repayment of the debt" is correct. The last topic I'll be talking about is adjective or participle plus preposition. The first part of this topic is adjective or noun plus preposition. When an adjective is related to a noun or verb which takes a preposition, the adjective usually takes the same preposition. For example, "I express my gratitude for the assistant" can be written as "I was grateful for the assistant." And the sentence "we depend on his generosity" can be written as "we are dependent on his generosity." Next, we'll move on to adjective plus preposition. A lot of adjectives describing feelings and opinions have dependent prepositions. My grandfather's very keen on trout fishing. And stockbrokers are becoming increasingly worried about the news from New York. Note, some of these adjectives are formed from verb participles, for example, interested or bored, and scared. We use participles plus by plus agent in passive sentences. For example, "I was really scared by that film." Although these adjectives look like participles, they work differently and cannot always be followed by the word by. For example, the sentence "I'm afraid of horror films" cannot be written as "I am scared by horror films." Similarly, the sentence "he is interested in philosophy" cannot be written as "he is interested by philosophy." This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening. I hope to see you in the next lesson as well.